Okay guys, I just want to do a quick demo. I modded my Miss Pac-Man, and before I had this in it, and this is a 60-in-1 Jamma board, and this little thing right here has 60 games on it, and you can get this at lizardlick.com, and I actually bought a Jamma adapter for my Miss Pac-Man so I could plug this in. So I kind of got bored of these games and decided to go to the next step. And so what I did is I actually maimed my Miss Pac-Man using the Mala front end. And first of all, maim, you need a computer, and I have a computer. It's actually hidden behind the cabinet. You can't see it. And I actually found a pretty clever way, a pretty cheap way of making it so that I don't ever have to touch the computer or turn it on. Well, first of all, I have the computer. I have a Intel Celeron computer, a real old one. It's about 4 years old. It's a 2.4 gig Intel Celeron. I have a GeForce video card PCI that I stuck in there because it doesn't have an AGB slot. And I have it all. I have the BIOS on the motherboard set that if there's a power outage, it automatically turns the computer on. So if you're kind of tricking the computer to turn itself on when you turn the power switch, when I turn the power bar on. So the way I like to do it, I turn all my machines on and off with the power bar. And so the way I have it set up now is that when I turn it on, it turns the computer on, and then all my cabinets, and I don't have to reach back there, I don't have to fish out the computer, I don't have to touch it. So it's a pretty seamless solution. So anyway, onto this here. Let me turn the lights off. So I'm using the Mala front end, and right now it's in a track mode. It's actually showing, it's actually not a game that's playing right now, it's actually videos of games that's playing. So it's low res, it doesn't look too hot, but it's a nice way to have like kind of a screensaver, and it looks like a track mode, and it kind of cycles through the games. So let's take it out of that mode here. And by the way, this is a very stock Miss Pac-Man. I am using a Lizard Lick Jamma adapter, and that adapter basically plugs into the Miss Pac-Man harness and then converts the Miss Pac-Man to a Jamma cab. And it's plug and play. I keep the original harness. It doesn't harm the cabinet. It is important to me, again, to keep this cab original. So I use the Lizard Lick Jamma adapter to convert my Miss Pac to Jamma quickly and easily. And then I use what's called a J-Pac, which is a computer to Jamma adapter. And the J-Pac plugs right into my Lizard Lick Jamma adapter, and I basically have a very easy way of plugging a computer into Miss Pac-Man. I don't have to rewire anything, I don't have to mess with the original harness. So if I ever wanted to convert this back into a stock Miss Pac-Man, I can do it in about 5 minutes. So nothing was harmed inside. I have a reproduction control panel, and I have the original tucked away, and I added just 2 buttons, and that's it. I can't play every game with this configuration, but I can play enough games and the ones that are important to me. So anyway, let's dive into Mala here. So you see our front end here. It's a menu of games. So you up and down with the joysticks to select games. On the bottom here, we actually are setting up sub-menus. You can set up sub-menus, and I did that. So I have everything kind of categorized, so it's a little easier and quicker to find games. So I have my classics list here, and you can see you can scroll through my classics up and down. Now if I hit right, I'll go to a new list. Now we have every horizontal game. I have a vertical monitor. I can play horizontal games as well, so which is actually pretty awesome. And I push right again. Now I have every vertical. So let's go back to our classics list. And also, as you can notice here, there's a little preview of the game. So when you select games, it actually is playing a video of the game in action. And it looks like it's emulating it, but it's not. Alright, so here we are. We have Joust 2, so why don't we launch that? So we're just going to launch the game by pressing the one player button. Okay, so there we go. We're through the boot process, and here we go. Here's the game. So now to coin up, and what's nice about using the J-Pac is that it automatically maps all these buttons to work with MAME. So there's some combinations you have to learn. For instance, the one player button and the one fire button coins up. So I just inserted a quarter, and then I press. Actually, in this game, you have to press. I don't even know how to start this one again. Hang on. Press that button. Okay, so here we are. We're starting the game. And there you go. And that's Joust. And it's Joust 2, which is actually a vertical game. So, and then when you're done playing, and also, by the way, what's worth mentioning is it keeps your high scores and initials and all that for all the games. To go back, you press 1 player to go right back to the menu. So here we are back in the menu, and we can scroll through, and I'll just pick another game real quick. Just kind of scroll through the list. Circus Charlie is a pretty big game in the house here, so you just push 1 player, the game starts, it loads, it goes through its initial boot process. There you go, Circus Charlie. And again, we coin up by pressing 1 player and the first fire button. We coined up, so let's start. And we're going to pick that mode, and there you go. And what's cool about Mala and MAME and all that, using the J-Pac, is that it maps all these different controls to the control panel. So now I'm going to press Shift, which is the 1 player button, and down, and I just paused the game. Which is a little cheap, but you can now pause arcade games, which doesn't really feel right, but you can do it. And then also you can press the 1 player button and right to access the menu. This is the main menu section here, and we have dip switch settings, so I can press this. I can see all the dip switch settings here, just like the real PCB, all that business. Hang on me. So let's pause it again, go back into the menu. Return to prior menu. We have slider controls where we can change like video modes and stuff like that. You can change the horizontal stretch and position. So you can actually do this on a per game basis instead of changing the video stretch horizontal and vertical with the monitor. You can actually do it on a per game basis. However, it doesn't really look too great if you use this. It's better to kind of do it on the monitor. So let's go back to the main menu. And then I'll kind of show you how it handles horizontal games on here. Why don't we go for Tapper, which is a popular horizontal game at home here. So now, with Mala, and with MAME, you actually have a bunch of different ways you can configure the games. On this particular game, I actually have it configured to fill the whole screen. But this game looks good that way. This is normally a horizontal game. There you go, there's Tapper. And let's go back to the main menu. So anyway, that's it. That's the gist of it. That is the Mala front end. I actually have a skin, I guess you want to call it here. This is called Retro GUI, and I customized it though because I didn't really like it out of the box. I changed some of the fonts so it's a little more readable on my monitor. I actually added this video mode up here and stuff like that. And what's really nice is the computer is completely invisible. There's no keyboard, there's no mouse. This is really no different than when I had my 60-in-1, except I just have a lot more choices. And however, if you do want to change things or configure things, I actually found a really cool way to do that. So if we come over here to my Mac, and we're going to launch, I don't know if you can see this, I have a thing called here Jolly Fast VNC, and this is actually really slick. So I'm going to hit connect here. And there you go. I have just connected to the computer that is hidden behind my Miss Pac-Man machine, and I'm now controlling it remotely with the VNC software. And it is, because so if we go into options here, I can now change all of the MAME options from this Mac over here, controlling the PC over there. And I'll just kind of show you. So here's what it looks like on my Mac controlling the PC. And if we go over here, lo and behold, it's the same thing that's over there. But I can do it over here remotely on my Macintosh, and I don't have to ever get a keyboard out or a mouse or anything to control. And then here we'll even exit out of here. So I don't ever have to get a keyboard or a mouse out to mess with that computer over there that's behind the Miss Pac-Man. I can do it all remotely with VNC software. There's a little bit of a downside. It's a little slow. You can see it. It's waiting right now to refresh Windows. Actually, the PC's black right now. So there you go. Here's Windows, and yeah, there's controlling Windows on the Mac. Pretty cool, huh? So if you're gonna do this, I recommend installing VNC software. That's it. That's Mala. That's MAME. And have a good night.